to day 5 on the South Downs Way. I made a brief detour just now back to Ditchling Beacon to get the trig point. I abandoned the idea last night when the weather turned and went down straight towards my campsite to escape the hail, which you can understand, I'm sure. Another eventful campsite experience last night. I stayed in a kind of horse paddocks. It was very cheap and affordable. Initially I was quite intimidated by the lady who runs it, because she seems quite, you know, she knows what she's doing. And the site's not very frequently visited either, so no surprise to find that I was the only one camping there last night, which was quite nice as well, quite peaceful. There's plumbing on the site, but none of it actually works. So to flush the toilet, for example, you have to fill the cistern with a bucket of water from the rainwater butt, then flush the loo. Then she requires you, through etiquette, to refill the cistern. Each bucket load takes about 10 minutes to fill from the butt, and also you have to refill the bucket for the next person who comes along to use the toilet, which means having a piss in the loo can take about half an hour basically. So I used it once yesterday evening out of necessity, but I left quite early this morning and didn't really bother. With regards to drinking water, there was a bottle, probably a 5-litre bottle to use and help yourself to. I managed to use nearly half of that in my evening and morning, just through cooking and drinking ready. So I'm carrying a litre in my water bladder. I think my flask now is empty, so I'm hoping to find another water tap about 5 miles on from here. But I got there last night just after the rain had passed, and today it's another cool day actually. The breeze this time comes from the southeast as far as I can tell. I'm walking that way today. It's not forecast to rain in Alfriston until 5 PM when I'm due to hit the campsite, so it could be interesting again, and I'll speak to you later on. Made a brief detour from the trail up to Black Cap and the trig points. Now I'm going downhill towards Housedean Farm, where I should find a water tap as well. You may have noticed that my Ouse tent is now fixed to the top of my rucksack, not the bottom. Reason being that it got quite wet last night through condensation and moisture. It didn't rain when I was camping, but it did rain before I arrived, so the grass was wet, and it was quite humid in the night as well, in the evening as well. Mainly because I pitched it quite low to the ground, so the grass wouldn't creep in. And to be fair, I had my best nights camping and sleeping even on this trail so far, but it was still a very short-lived experience of sleep and rest. I still woke up at 2:30 in the morning feeling very cold. It's hard though because I was warm at like 9 o'clock going to bed, so I wore very few layers. Waking up cold and having to put more layers on is quite awkward really. So for my future trip I need to focus more on getting my sleep system right because it's currently off, and if there's one thing I've not enjoyed in this trip so far, it is the sleeping. And you know too well that when you can't sleep properly, when you don't get that sleep and the rest you need, it can cause other issues with your mind and your energy levels and that sort of thing. And yeah, with the sore feet as well and the occasionally aching legs, I am struggling a bit today, but I'm determined to see it through to the end. Just one more day after this. I've got probably less than 25 miles left in the whole trail. Close to 20 I reckon, but yeah, I'm gonna do it. Currently walking towards the next water tap and the train station at Southease. I'm going to try and have lunch somewhere near there. The marker I showed you back there, they post showing you the eastern and western hemisphere where the two of them meet, and a big pile of stones. That's ironically the halfway point of today's walk. I had no idea it was going to be on this trail. I've got a vague recollection that I saw it on someone's photos a few weeks or months ago, but I completely forgotten about it. It's quite a nice surprise because I've not been on the eastern hemisphere. I've not been on the eastern hemisphere now for, I don't know, probably several years really. I do look forward to these final 9 miles of walking, hopefully escaping some of that cold wind and the spray coming in off the sea, because down here now it's actually quite dry, a little bit windy but much more bearable. Because of the weather now, I put my phone away in its case to keep it dry. I'm filming these last few miles with my camera, which is waterproof, so hopefully it'll be fine. I'm nearing the end of a vastly steep climb up Itford Hill from the youth hostel, and from here the goal is to reach Firle Beacon. After that I should level out a bit on the walk before going downhill into Alfriston and my campsite. So roughly I've got about 5 miles to go. So, after the town,